welcome back to Carousel. In today's topic, we're going to be talking about movies. From all the movies that you've watched so far, set aside the directors, the cast, the writers, the choreographers, editors, cameramen, lightings and all that. Today, we're going to be focusing on one specific thing, character. Have you ever wondered like the movies that you've watched where you remember the villains as much or better than the hero themselves? For instance, like the Joker. There's a wide array of actors that we can go into, but unfortunately we don't have that kind of time. So what I'm going to discuss about today would be the Joker. That's right, the Joker. Imagine this. The Joker as a character, ever since the first emergence in the 1940s when Batman was first released, this character had little to no backstory, but it somehow manages to comb through time and managed to survive all these years. The Joker is a character that has little to no backstory, but has managed to survive the industry throughout the years until the Joker that we have seen up until today. My biggest impression of the Joker would be, aside from Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger. So for me, what makes a great character out of in a movie, how the actor perform with his gesture. Facial features is one. There's one of it. How he moves with the muscles of his cheek muscles and hand, his walking style. For instance, like other actors that you might remember better. Like, it could be a drama or an action thriller or whatever, but you remember the character so much that you would go and Google the character. And you would go and Google the cast just to know what's his name, and then you want to find his other movies, because there's something about this character that attracts your attention, that catches your attention. But for example of actors like Jim Carrey in The Mask, and from Dumb and Dumber to Fun with Dick and Jane, and well, that's pretty much it. All of us mostly remember him in Dumb and Dumber. Okay, back to topic. Heath Ledger. So Heath Ledger, for me, from on the papers, how he prepared for his character, it's a thing to be admired. The way he locked himself in the hotel room for a month just to, like, as you all know, he plays around with his camera a lot. He takes footages of himself doing different kind of stuff, and then until he finds the right character. What I mean character is how he performs the character Joker. You can see how committed he is in preparing for the character. He spent a month in a hotel, locked himself up just to prepare for the character. He's taking shots of himself, he meditate or like closes his eyes and imagine himself doing this, doing that, so that he can prepare how to perform the character Joker. It can be said that he's like a butterfly. He's inside a cocoon during his preparation in the hotel. As he left the hotel, he becomes a larva, like a caterpillar, and he becomes the butterfly of Joker when he performs in the movie. As the end result, you can see his improvisation on the character, especially in the scene where, in The Dark Knight, there's a scene where he tampered with the detonator. Before he blew up the hospital, he was tampering with it, and that was not scripted. That was not in the script, but it just so matched the character that the director, Christopher Nolan, accepted it, and it could be included in the movie. Talking about length, how far can a person go to make a character, in this case the Joker, really come to life? As you can see in the interrogation room, where Batman was interrogating the Joker, all those punches, throwing Joker on and off the walls, the cracked tiles, the broken glass, the punches, that was all real. Even Christian Bale said, for those of you who don't know, he played Batman in The Dark Knight. He said in an interview that Ledger was insisting or provoking him to punch him, even though the directors and the writers and all said it would look just as good if they faked all the punches and everything else. But Ledger was insistent, was adamant on making the scene look as authentic as possible. The sad thing is, Ledger was not with us anymore after the movie was released. Even on papers, it stated that he committed suicide due to depression for not being able to detach from the character or the persona of Joker, and that brought him down, which eventually led him to commit suicide. Even though he committed suicide, even though all the happenings, it doesn't deter from how much work he put in bringing the character Joker to life, the commitment. And for me, that's a thing to be really admired about as someone who is that into his craft. Because acting doesn't matter what you do, whether you're a barber, you're a shoemaker, or whatever it is that you do in life, it's an art. It's an art. It's so admiring to see how far a length a person can go just to bring a character to life, to be committed to his work like no one else. And that's what makes a great movie for me. So what do you think? What do you think makes a movie great? Do you agree with me that it all depends on the actor, on whether he's able to perform the requirement it needs for a character? Let me know in the comments below. You can also suggest what we could talk about in the next video. Until then, see ya.